Listen, I gotta tell y'all something real quick that the Most High just put on my heart. So listen to this. My first baby, when I had my first baby, breastfeeding didn't go well with her. I wanted to breastfeed, but I ended up not doing it. I only did it for a couple weeks, and I ended up not being successful in quitting. But let me tell you why. So when I first had her, when I was in the hospital, she would barely open her mouth. Like, this baby, when it was time to nurse, like when a baby opens their mouth, they're supposed to go like, they're supposed to open their mouth all the way, and then you're supposed to aim the nipple right up to the roof of their mouth, and that's how you get your breast in their mouth. This is how she opened her mouth. So she barely opened her mouth. Now, the thing about nursing, if you know anything about nursing a baby, when you're nursing, if that baby doesn't open their mouth wide enough and they don't position on your breast correctly, then number one, they're not going to get the milk out. And number two, it's going to destroy your nipples, okay, making it very painful. And then the next time you want to feed them, it hurts, and you still don't want to feed them, creating this cycle. So I was in this cycle of, she won't open her mouth, this is extremely painful, it's still, the milk is still not coming out. So while I was in there, I had some nurses who didn't know what they were talking about. I didn't know anything. I was only like 19 years old, but I didn't know, well, I was 20, but I didn't know that like a regular nurse likely didn't know what they were talking about. They told me to supplement. They told me to give her milk. Oh, just supplement, you know, just give her some milk until your milk comes in. Here's the thing about the breast. Whew. You can only get, the baby can only draw the milk out of your breast after you first have a baby by continually stimulating the nipple. The more you stimulate the nipple, the more the nerves and stuff in the nipple send a message to the brain so that you can begin to produce milk. So the only way that you can get that milk out and start producing that milk is if a signal is consistently being given to the nipple, through the nipple, to the brain, produce milk, produce milk, to produce milk. The more your baby suckles from your breast, the more milk you produce, right? Even down to the timing of it. That's how great we are. That's how specifically the Most High designed everything. Okay, so I end up being caught in a situation where I was like, I'm giving her milk until my milk comes in, but my milk not coming in because she's not nursing enough. So let me try to nurse her again, and then I nurse her, and then now she's still hungry because I'm behind now. So now she's like a week old, and now I should have enough milk to feed a week-old baby, but I don't have enough milk to feed a week-old baby because I've been giving this baby milk and I haven't been giving enough stimulation on my breast. So I'm really producing enough milk for like a 2-day-old. See what I'm saying? I was in this loop. And the only way to get out of the loop, which I learned, the only way to get out of the loop is to not give the baby anything else. Don't give the baby any milk. Cut the milk off and only let the baby suckle from your breast until you produce enough milk to feed that baby. She was crying. I didn't know any better. It broke my heart that she was crying. It was like, I thought the baby was gonna starve. I was like, I don't want her to cry. She's gonna be hungry. Like, I'm trying to give her enough milk. It's not enough, and she's still crying. So what did I do? I just gave her the milk again. I was trapped in this terrible cycle. Let me tell you why I brought this up, and why the Most High just brought this to my spirit. When it comes to our diets and when it comes to eating, we're doing the same thing. The word of the Most High Yah, our connection with Him, that fire that you need, that guidance, being able to hear His voice. You only will be able to hear His voice when there is a continuous stimulation of you praying and being at His feet and being in His word. Continuous. But if it's not a continuous stimulation, then you won't be getting that word that you're looking for. It won't come fast enough. It won't be enough. So what do? We supplement. We supplement with something else. That supplement can be anything, you know, but I'm talking about food. We supplement with food. We eat something. We're going to put something in our mouth. Why? Because you actually stressed, you're actually anxious, you're actually confused, sad, you feel disconnected, and you don't even realize that you're eating something to try to feel connected, but that you only going to get that connection from being with the Most High Yah. Now, some of y'all on here, you're going to listen to this, you're going to think it's for somebody else. Because you're going to think that, oh, you know, I ain't like that. I ain't fit. I don't eat a whole bunch of junk, you know, or I don't emotional eat. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's some pumpkin seeds, okay? It ain't got to be sugar. Sometimes it is sugar. Some of us are still addicted to sugar. Some of us are eating foods that we shouldn't eat. Some of us are still getting fast food and rich foods and processed food. It don't even have to be all that. It doesn't even have to be something unhealthy. You just want to chew something. I don't care if it's trail mix with raisins and zero sugar. You just want to chew something. And you know why you want to chew it? It's not really that you're hungry. That's the thing. A lot of times we're doing something, we're not really hungry. The real reason why you chewing is because you feel disconnected. You feel anxious. You don't know what to do. You feel confused. You feeling like, yeah, I don't know what you want me to do next. I don't know what you, next thing you know, you chewing something. But you don't even realize that the reason why you was chewing it is because you use that as a supplement. You trying to supplement that formula that only form you. You using that formula to supplement his word. You need to get it from him. You got to get it from his bosom. You got to be on his bosom, and you have to suckle from his bosom, and you have to continually be before him, continually pray, continually cry out, continually read the word and think of him. Speak to him so that you can start activating him and his word and being able to hear. You can activate yourself to hear, and it's going to start drawing out from his spirit. You're going to start drawing out answers. You're going to start drawing out comfort. You're going to start drawing out joy. You're going to start drawing out peace. You're going to start drawing out love. You're going to start drawing out boldness and courage and all these things, but you will never be able to draw it out if you do not stay with him long enough. See, my baby, look, sometimes the baby take themselves off the breast. Sometimes we take the baby off the breast, but sometimes the baby take themselves off the breast. You ever have a baby, you nursing the baby and everything's going fine, and all of a sudden they just let go? You ever have a baby and it's hard to get that baby latched on? You gotta wrestle with this baby. You over here wrestling, trying to get them latched on, and finally you get them latched on. You like, whoo, that's finally. And they're actually drinking. Everything's going well. You hear the milk coming out. You hear them drinking that milk. And then all of a sudden they just, and then they start crying. And you like, why did you even do that? Like, why did you even let go? Everything was fine. And now you sit up here, you gotta wrestle the baby, you gotta wrestle him again. You trying to latch him on again. And if you ever had any babies like mine, they just keep on doing it. And you like, why do they keep doing that? So then, you know what I started doing? This is what I know, this is what I need y'all to do to me. Shoot, for real. This is what I need y'all to do to me. I start holding the baby like this. Like, I'm gonna have to put you in a headlock, and I'm gonna have to hold and secure your head on to my breast, because I know you about to let go in a minute, and I don't want you to lose this position, because then I'm gonna have to sit up here for another 5-10 minutes to reposition your mouth and get you on here correctly. So I'm gonna hold you like this, and then I'll be watching them, and sometimes they'll let go and not push them back on there, and then they go and they get back on there. That's just a word that I just got. Here is the gist of it. We are using other things to soothe ourselves because we are empty, because we don't have Yah. We feel empty because we don't have him. And we're using all kinds of stuff to substitute him, but we're also using food too. We start chewing. That's it.